Slashers and Scream Queens, and welcome back to the Horror Daddies Podcast.
A podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them.
And today, we have a special episode.
We sure do. But first, I'm Carlos, the Horror Daddy.
And I'm your film daddy, John. Carlos, what movie did we watch today?
Today we watched one of my favorite movies of all time, Gremlins 2, The New Batch.
Fantastic movie.
Yep, it was your first time.
It was my first time. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so I never watched the Gremlins movies growing up. It just never really interested me, I guess.
Papa John will have to talk with you.
But I honestly loved the first one. We have a review on that, of course. But this one, I feel like it's the first one on crack.
Hell
crack,
yeah.
Cocaine, everything that you can think of.
Like I've said before, you make a great movie, but this is how you make a sequel.
just top it up. Like it is so much fun. There's always shit happening.
It's super meta. It references itself. Lots of pop culture references. Like it knows what it's doing.
Yeah, and I love the Gremlins designs. Like all of them have a unique design, and it looks so fucking cool.
And then they get super creative with all the genetic stuff. Yeah,
it looks so fucking cool. It literally tops it by a lot. And I was very impressed. I was very impressed by it. My only complaint, I think the ending feels very long.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it. They're destroying everything. Just end it.
Yeah.
But that's it.
It's like I told you, it's just a lot of sequences of chaos. And that's all it really is.
And it's fun. It is a lot of fun. I could see this with kids watching it and they're having a good ass time. Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I get it. Just fucking just burn that building.
I mean, they even have an intermission. Like.
Which was not expecting.
No.
But it was still so much fun. Loved every minute of it. So that was literally my only complaint.
Good. That's about it. So directed by Joe Dante, written by Charles S. Haas. This movie did have a budget of $50 million at the time, and it only ended up grossing $41 million, which is shameful.
This is
peak cinema. This was peak cinema.
Yeah, that's disrespectful, everybody.
And it takes place in New York City.
New York City.
So this movie should have grossed about $1 billion.
Yeah,
it should have.
But y'all motherfuckers be watching Avatar every time it comes into theaters.
Like y'all wanted Multiverse of Madness. Y'all had it since 1990. Like, I don't know what else y'all wanted.
For real, this movie does feel like that.
Yeah. It takes place of pop culture. I mean, it takes place in our world, pretty much.
It's in New York. We got Avengers buildings. We got everything. Just every character you can think of. Hulk Hogan shows up out of fucking nowhere.
King Kong happened. Batman happened. It all happens. It all happened in this world. Fucking the first movie is a movie, and this, it makes, like, what is happening?
It's some Thanksgiving type shit.
So, we do open this movie with a Looney Tunes opening, which was really I felt really random and funny, it's because it was Bugs Bunny's birthday when this movie was released.
Oh, okay. And it's a Warner Brothers production, so it's like, okay, it was just like a little nod.
Yeah, and that's why Daffy Duck makes the joke of like, hey, you've been taking over for 50 years, let me have a chance, and it doesn't work out for him.
Gotcha.
We do have some
aerial
shot. We have to have opening aerial shots of New York City. Which is actually stock footage from Superman 4 from 1986. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Those aerial shots. We are introduced again to Mr. Wing, who still owns the store. He is visited by Forrester, another character, who brings him a TV because Mr. Clamp does not leave his office.
Nope.
And he's trying to buy the building so he can grow Chinatown. And Mr. Wing declines. They let him keep the TV, and this is where Gizmo plays Rambo.
Yep. And he loving it. And he says, to fight war, you gotta become war. And that'll come back later.
So the reason he's watching, Sylvester Stallone gave them permission for Gizmo to role play as Rambo.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice of him.
Yeah. Because we do get Gizmo playing Rambo later, which is really funny.
So did they give back Gizmo? That I couldn't remember the ending.
The first one movie, they give back Gizmo because of what happened to the town.
Gotcha.
Okay, you're irresponsible. You can't. No. So then 6 weeks later, Mr. Wing dies because we established in the first scene that he had kind of like a cough, so we're like, he's gonna die.
Yeah, because they pretty much established like, oh, he didn't accept the offer, but they're like, just give him some time. He'll pass away.
And 6 weeks later, he did. As Gizmo's escaping the demolition of the store, he is found by these two twin scientists who do every movie together.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, are they actual twins? Because like, if they weren't, and it was all green screen,
yeah,
very impressive.
I know, and then their names is Dan and Don. So me reading it with no glasses, I read, oh, it's the same person credited twice.
Someone with dyslexia not having a good time right now. But they're in Terminator 2. They're the officer, because then the T-1000 replicate, like they copied each other, so they have both of the twins there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it threw me for a loop for a second because I thought it wasn't they weren't actually twins.
Yeah, I thought it was like we're introduced again to Kate and Billy, played by Zach Gilligan and Phoebe Cates. They're headed over to work. Here we find out that Mr. Futterman survived the last movie. Yeah, but he's he's on edge the whole time.
He's talking about like the outside.
He's still about the Russians taking over. Like we'll meet him again in a bit. And then Billy is like an artist,
It's a architect or
whatever.
Yeah, he's an architect for like
artist.
This company.
Yeah, and he's in charge of drawing what Chinatown will now look like, which looks really epic in this drawing.
Okay, it looks like if you guys ever gone to Epcot, it looks like what Epcot looks like. Oh, it has like the giant tower and everything.
And I know he had like the Chinese dragon.
It's very stereotypical.
Yeah,
very stereotypical.
We know these movies are a little.
They haven't aged very well.
Yeah. It's funny because then Forrester comes over. Billy's not allowed to have a plant on his desk or whatever.
It's corporate America.
Yeah.
You buy by our rules, and that's it. You're going to bow down because guess what? You're not paying the bills.
We have fucking Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy's daughter here.
Which?
Marla.
She's so fucking beautiful.
She is amazing. Her accent is incredible.
Yeah, she's played by Haviland Morris. And it's funny because she has like Harley Quinn's New York accent. Yeah. But then she's super redhead and she looks like Poison Ivy. So it's like this is what their daughter would have looked like.
Yeah, for real. But it's so outrageous. Like her accent is so outrageous. But I'm like, that kind of sounds like my grandma. Like I can see that.
Yeah. So then we cut to someone getting fired in the building because this building is pretty much its own city.
Yeah, it's like Amazon in condensed.
And Apple.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a mall. It has restaurants.
Mm-hmm. It had a U-Haul.
The intercom, if you pay attention to the intercom, is saying the funniest shit.
Yeah, throughout the whole movie.
And so yeah, they work there, and of course, like everything, it has all its defects, and you see people also getting stuck. Like if you paid it, this movie is rewatchable because you have to pay attention to some of the stuff in the background because it's really funny.
Yeah, like
if you catch it,
the revolving door, like someone goes in and it goes really, really fast and it shoots them out.
Yeah,
and that is always like a joke. It's like every time you see that revolving door, something's going on with it. Yeah. Like someone gets stuck or like it doesn't fucking work. Like it's just the most ridiculous shit.
Yeah. Kate works as doing tours of the building. So we see her doing that. Then we meet Grandpa Fred, who is a vampire. He's like is it Christopher?
Christopher Lee, Dracula, right?
Yeah. That he does the horror movies on TV. He's showing the Attack of the Octopus people or something.
Oh no, that's not him. Wait, sorry.
It's Grandpa Fred.
Yeah.
Here in the movie, yeah.
Grandpa Fred is supposed to be like those like old TV shows, like Elvira and all that, where it's like they're reviewing movies. But he doesn't want to do that. His whole thing is that he's kind of stuck with that gig. Mm-hmm. He's not happy with it. He's always wanted to be a news anchor.
Yes, and then he tells Billy that he doesn't understand that why we have a genetics lab when we can have other things. And this is where he mentions something about these weird gerbils that they just found, which we find out is Gizmo.
Yep.
So then we see that there's a mailman that heads to the genetics lab and he hears the song, so then he starts whistling it. There's this lady that works there. She's super sick, which is really disgusting. We meet Dr. Catheter.
Yeah, Dr.
Which I love that his name is just fucking catheter. It's fucking generic ass medical term.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. He loves germs.
Yep. So he wants to get molasses. Or is it molasses?
Flu. He wants the flu.
Yeah, he wants the flu.
Like as a fucking vial, and he doesn't get it. So while his secretary is sick, he just takes her mucus and it's like, I'll use this.
And played by the famous Christopher Lee.
Yes, and he is shown Gizmo. They play music. Gizmo dances. He tries to make a run for it, but he fails. And then as Billy's in his office drawing, he hears the mailman sing the song and he recognizes it.
He's like, oh, where'd you get that? And he pretty much points to the lab.
Yeah. So Billy heads over there and we see that these guys have created an electric shock or shot that they give to rats, and they're going to use the rats of New York City to power New York City. And it doesn't work because you can't even touch the rats. Yeah, they're electrical now. They're fucking Pikachus, pretty much.
They're just little tiny Pikachus.
So Billy ends up taking Gizmo. He lets some monkeys escape to do a distraction,
which is Alvin and Theodore. Hint, hint.
Yeah, Alvin and Theodore. They didn't have Simon. And then this is where Billy and Gizmo to the bathroom. They kind of reconnect, ask him how he was doing, and that he miss him. He hides him in his drawer while he's at work. This is when Mr. Clamp, the CEO, decides to come down and says, I should be more hands-on from now on.
Oh, God.
Still doesn't do it. 5 minutes later, CEO. Back in his office. Yup. So...
Do you know what's one thing that like I was kind of like, this doesn't make sense, is that they randomly had a camera pointing at one guy smoking in like the middle of the darkness, but there was no camera that could get Billy stealing Gizmo.
And I was like, wouldn't they also be watching the bathroom?
Well, when there's a guy in the bathroom and he doesn't wash his hands, he just leaves, and the
intercom says, I hope you washed your hands.
Yeah. So it's like, wait, so is there cameras in there?
Like I said, you can't pay attention to
these
things.
No, that's true. You can't make sense out of it.
So yeah, he's Mr. Clamp's impressed with Billy's work, which impresses Marla. So Marla gets real horned up and wants to take Billy out to dinner. She convinces him. He lets Katie know, like, hey, I kind of found Gizmo. Can you go get him? And but don't worry about it. She's a little worried because she thinks the whole thing's gonna happen. And he's like, no, nothing's gonna happen.
Just make sure you remember the rules.
Yeah.
Don't feed him after 12.
Yep.
Don't give him water.
Yep.
And then what was the other one? Oh, don't let him go into the sunlight.
Yeah, the light will kill him. So they go to a Canadian restaurant.
Which is restaurant stereotypical as hell.
Yeah, but we get this janitor who, I forgot his name, but he played the original Gomez in the Addams Family.
Yeah, that was
original
cool.
TV show, which was really cool. But he accidentally gets Gizmo wet as he's trying to fix the water fountain. So Gizmo gives birth to the new batch, which honestly, I do like this new batch because they all kind of have their own characteristics.
Yeah, they all have their own personalities. It's like you can tell them off. You have like the little dumb one.
Yeah.
And then you got the really mean one.
Yeah.
And then you got the fucking
hyper one. And then the other, there's like another dumb one. I guess they couldn't think of another personality.
Was it two dumb ones?
Kind of.
Oh yeah.
They're kind of like a pair the whole movie.
Yeah.
So then Katie goes to pick up Gizmo, which we get a King Kong reference because the hyper one, he's like over the tower just hitting the little airplane. Yeah, but it's not Gizmo, and I'm like, Katie, girl,
you don't remember that?
You don't know what Gizmo? I would remember a weird animal.
Yeah, a weird little alien thing. Like you would just forget about it. Like, oh yeah, whatever.
Katie, cosplay Katie. So it's not Gizmo.
But she takes him anyways.
But the other Mogwais are now loose in the building, so they're kind of causing their own little chaos. Billy's at dinner with Marla. She's trying to fuck. She even puts her leg up to his dick, and I was like, girl,
I love you.
I know Billy fine and all, but he got a woman.
Yeah. I mean, but she kind of reminds me of the, what is it? What's her name from the Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Isn't it Jessica?
Jessica Rabbit, yes.
Yeah.
Looks just like her. And I was living for it.
I know you will, baby. So the Mogwai at home is giving Katie a hard time. He's being very energetic, throwing things and everything. And I love that even the chicken is owned by Mr. Clamp because I'm pretty sure the box said chicken clamp.
Yeah, because she got a discount. She got employee discount.
I'm like, this motherfucking place is a whole monopoly. It's really funny.
I'm surprised they don't live in the building.
Yeah, they should have, because it's also an apartment building. From what it seems like, and it has a movie theater, and we'll get to that soon. So Billy comes home and realizes it's not Gizmo. Katie sees that he has a kiss thing on his shirt, but she don't say nothing because she's like, "How was dinner?" But it seems like he's being real shady, which he was.
He was like,
he was not telling the truth about it.
Not at all.
The Futtermans come to visit. Maury is still on edge about what happened. Like, I guess he went to therapy and they're like,
he's helping. He got help.
He's trying to get help. Billy sends them over to a hotel. They can't stay because now they have to go to the building because he realized that Gizmo has given birth to another one. So he wants to make sure that this incident does not happen again. We get the Mogwais eating ice cream as this lady's asking if PC's peanut butter cup is fucking all natural. It's like,
and they're like,
what?
I don't know. It's like, what is it? Like something free? And they're like, it's not the same shit.
Pesticide free.
Yeah, pesticide free. And like they're arguing about it. Some fucking Karen.
Yeah.
And they're all eating like ice cream and shit. One of them, the stomach keeps increasing.
Yeah.
Right? It's so funny.
And then one of them comes out of the Reese's peanut butter cup. And they're like, rats. And everybody starts freaking out. This is when Billy and Katie come to the building. They are caught by security. Billy's arrested. And she bails him out. And I love that as she's bailing him out, there are mimes that got arrested.
Yeah. And they're just like,
and I'm like, what did they do? What the fuck did the mimes do? That is so illegal.
It's silent crime. They can't talk about it. And there's a lot of them too.
Yeah, because their plan was to shut off the whole water supply. That way they can't multiply. But it was already too late. They did already cocoon, and they
start hatching.
They became gremlins at this point. So, Billy is trying to warn Forster to evacuate the building. They are not listening to him.
They're making fun of him.
Yeah,
which is kind of commentary from, I'm assuming, the writers or anything, because they're like,
because they're making fun of the rules. It's like, how does the after midnight thing work? Isn't it after midnight somewhere around the world?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, it's like it's always after midnight. It's like yes, and I love that they knew how to make fun of themselves.
Yeah,
because when they came up with these rules, they probably didn't think hard about it, but it made sense to them at the time.
Yeah, but they're gonna get it what's coming to them because
So like so in this break room, a gremlin fucking attacks one of the workers. So now they believe him. And this scene is very Jurassic Park in the control room. It felt very, even though this was effects, before.
Yeah, because it felt like when Samuel Jackson's character and everything. Yeah.
Kate is giving a tour, and she ends up at a cooking show. And in this cooking show,
that's Martha Stewart's cousin,
pretty much. And it gets interrupted by the gremlins. So one comes out of the pasta. The other two are fucking throwing shit. They throw fucking aluminum in a microwave and turn it on. It explodes. And then the fucking the water
like the sprinklers.
Thank you. The sprinklers turn on. And they get wet and they start giving birth to more gremlins. So this is when they multiply. And we see in the control room, these little dots had their multiplying. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, those are rats, right? It's like, nah, motherfucker.
And I love that there's this one guy just taking pictures and he wants to take pictures of everything. He's like a tourist. Yeah. And it's really funny.
He's like posing Katie and taking pictures and shit. He's so excited. He loves that camera.
We get Katie in the elevator where she is attacked. The elevator is going super fast up and down. And she doesn't die even though it hits the floor really hard. Like explodes pretty much. And all the gremlins die underneath it. Mr. Clamp is then attacked by a gremlin because his assistant gets a fucking mousetrap. She eats a mousetrap from we're assuming.
But what I love is that Mr. Clamp ain't doing shit.
No, he's in his office. Look,
he's just sitting.
So we should shred some papers today. Can you shred these and that? Typical CEO stuff, which is really funny.
Not doing anything, staying rich.
So Billy comes to warn him as he's already been attacked by this gremlin. He puts it through the shredder.
Yep.
And
he had a Michael Jackson. Michael Myers treatment. I don't know if that happened to Michael Jackson. Allegedly. But he turned into like goo. He was like turning into like little goo. Slimy. Or like seaweed and shit.
So this is when the movie gets really meta because we get this movie critic who was an actual movie critic at the time.
Yeah. And
he gives his actual review of the first Gremlins. And as he's doing this, because he didn't like the movie, he's getting attacked by gremlins. Yeah. And he's like, it's a 10. It's a 10. It's a 10. And it's really funny.
Yeah. They were like, I like that he made the movie. Like, they were like making fun of him. And he actually came in and did it.
And did it. I really like that. More people should, be more fun. Then we go to the genetics lab where we kind of start getting all these kinds of different gremlins. So this one starts with the one that takes a vegetable medley. So he turns into all vegetables.
Yeah, you start getting peppers and shit all over his body.
The other one takes a brain potion. And
he becomes smart, right?
He becomes super smart. He's brain gremlin. And you think that he's just going to talk like gremlin voice, like monstery and stuff. Yeah. And fucking sophisticated as fuck. Like
a little
accent,
Australian.
Yeah, accent and everything. And he's like, oh, we're here, blah, blah, blah. And he starts showing what other potions can do to other gremlins. So one takes a bat, one turns into a bat.
And that one's really cool because like even the wings have like the fingers are like all webbed up.
And then
the electricity one.
We don't get him just yet.
Oh, okay.
This is where he shows off that they have a sun potion, a sunblock potion that gives it to the bat gremlin so they can go into sunlight.
Yep.
And when it escapes, it has the bat signal on the
like literally copyright infringement. Bat.
Yeah. But I'm like, so this is where like if you really want to criticize this movie, why didn't all you motherfuckers take the sunblock potion and just go outside?
Maybe he didn't have enough. Maybe he only had for just one.
It's so funny. That's like your escape is right there. It's right there.
They could have just made more.
So then Gremlins, we get more chaos from the Gremlins. It's a whole like montage kind of all over the building. We see the flasher from the first movie again, which is really funny. Murray is then attacked by Bat Gremlin, where he falls into cement. And he flies away and turns into like a gargoyle.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because you pointed out that the people in the background, they're not like reacting.
Especially when it was like green screen because it's not there.
So it's like you just have two actors going like that and the people in the back kind of like looking at the camera.
There's one guy he bumps into and the guy's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And it's like, were they just not paid? They were just people minding their own business?
I'm pretty sure since it's so busy in New York and they didn't want to like close off street, they just...
It's just like you would have in New York, you have to get a license to film. So it's
maybe
like...
It was the 90s.
Yeah, they were like, fuck it.
Pretty much still the 80s because it was 90. Literally 90. They filmed in 89. So like, who the fuck knows? Because these people seem so confused.
And they're like upset.
But once they got to the cement, those were extras. Yeah. You can tell they were reacting to the movie. Yeah. And even when Kate and Billy were walking to work, it just seemed like they were just recording them walking while these people are just going about their actual day.
And that's so interesting. Like they just pulled out a camera and just walk.
Yeah, it's really funny. We cut to the Gremlins at a toy store. One of them build a Lego Gremlin.
Yeah.
Billy then is asking. Oh, and Gizmo's still being bullied by the main bad guy, the one with the spikes. He's like on a train. He gets hit with the train. I feel so bad for Gizmo.
But like nothing happens to him. He's still tied up.
So this is when the movie takes a fucking whole nother level. So Billy is actually asking Dr. Catheter, like, where did he see those things? And as this is happening, the movie's like kind of slowing down, but they're talking fast, and then it gets warped, and it burns, and that's that the Gremlins interrupted the movie. Yeah, so I can now that I'm watching as a kid, I just thought it was funny, but now watching it's like in a theater, this would have been really great
because you would have seen like all big, so it's like whoever's fucking up back there, it's the bunch of gremlins.
It's the gremlins, yeah.
And then this just comes out like they're laughing, fucking with the tapes, doing little shadow puppets.
They put on a porno.
And
then the movie gets even more weirder because this lady, so we cut, it's like we're back into the movie. This lady comes out of the theater. It's like, we're supposed to be watching Gremlins, not this.
And the kid's like, I want to go watch that.
Yeah, and it's like the Gremlins are asking for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because that's what they watched in the first one.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, this guy the movie, what are they called? Usher. The movie Usher comes over to fucking Hulk Hogan and he gives a cameo and he's like, you Grimsters don't want to go against the Hulkster. And
like he looks at the camera and goes, sorry about that, guys.
The movie will proceed now. We come back to the movie and it's like, whoa.
It's like, what just happened?
This movie is like, it's just so funny how meta it got.
Yeah, like out of nowhere, just super meta.
Oh my God.
This would be such a cool experience to have it in theaters. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then we have Grandpa Fred in the control room. He's seeing all the news reports outside of the building. So he gets the idea to now do his own broadcast from inside of the building.
He grabs the Asian man that was like with the camera.
Yeah, earlier with Kate. And he's going to be his cameraman. And so he starts doing a news reporter in the building. More gremlins taking potions. This is where we do get the electric gremlin.
And he's fucking scary. That one is like, what the fuck?
He's like Electro. He's really
Electro.
Cool. We get Phantom of the Opera because he just gets acid thrown on his face.
Yeah, like they read acid, don't throw it, splash it on his face. And I love that he screams and then puts on the mask and looks at the camera.
We do get Greta Gremlin, who falls in love with Forster, which is super in love. Like, I mean, it's really funny.
Greta can get it.
I love Greta so much.
Yeah,
Greta's
she's
one of the best. Yeah. Then we cut to Dr. Catheter, who dies by the electric gremlin.
Yep.
As he's trying to help Billy get weapons. Then Billy's getting shot at by a gangsta gremlin. Like, it's just a lot of happening.
You start shooting up the place.
Yep. We do have the big bad gremlin, the original one. He grabs a spider potion. We just don't see what he does with it just yet. Gizmo now decides to turn into a badass. He hears the Rocky, what Rocky said in the beginning of the, not Rocky, Rambo.
To fight war, you have to become war.
Yeah. And so he starts working out and everything. Clamp sees Grandpa Fred doing the news report from inside the building, and he feels like he's ruined, but then he kind of sees that no news is bad news or something.
Exactly. He's thinking it's like typical CEO. He sees it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's like, I love that he's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Why is it only one channel on?
Yeah. And,
like, instead of everything that's happening.
Yep. And Billy comes to Mr. Clamp, and the electric gremlin comes out but gets stuck in the phone because he put it on hold. Makes no sense, but whatever.
Hey, it's an electric gremlin.
Yep. And then Mr. Clamp puts on a VHS of the end of the world.
Which, that is horrifying.
Yeah. That the building has its own like video of the end of the world.
Yep. And you had to mention to me.
Yeah, so apparently CEN has something like this prepared for the end of the world. Allegedly. So according to the trivia, the uplifting end of the world scene was included by the filmmakers when they found out that one of the news networks actually had such a video prepared to run in case of the end of the world. CNN has a video of this purpose in its archive, and its staff are instructed to hold the video for release until the end of the world is confirmed.
Oh my fucking
Which,
God,
if you
fucking dead.
Yeah, if you think about it, that's kind of scary.
I love that it says uplifting. Motherfucker, we about to die.
That's not uplift. No, that's baby. Yeah, it's really creepy because it says, "Have you enjoyed life?" or whatever, and it's like, okay,
yeah, like let's calm it down.
We do see now the gremlin take the spider potion, and in shadow you see the legs growing out and stuff.
Bury the thing,
which is another fucking cool gremlin. Like this movie has iconic gremlin looks,
amazing character design. Like they all look so fucking cool.
This is when Marla gets trapped in the webs because he's already built webs everywhere. Because
and Marla's so calm about it.
Yeah, she's like, "What is this? What is happening here?" Because she also
tangled up.
Because she comes out of her office, she's like, "Why is the power out?" And I'm like, "Woman, you're still working." Like what?
All this chaos happening, and she's just minding her own business.
Mr. Clamp leaves the building because he has a fucking elevator that comes from the ground in a plant, and he leaves. He's getting questioned, so Murray sneaks in, and then Billy gets knocked out by a gremlin. Gizmo is still working out. Now he's setting up his bow and arrow like Rambo and stuff.
Putting his bandana on.
Yup. Grandpa Fred interviews Brain Gremlin.
Yep.
Which he's like, we are just trying to be sophisticated.
Be civilized. Pretty much he wants to be like humans.
But as this is happening, he has a gremlin come up to him acting stupid. He just shoots him. And then he's like, we are trying to be civilized. And it's like, you just shot one.
Yeah, it's like, was that civilized? No, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, he gives no fucks.
And we kind of do get a remake of the bar scene, but now at a bar in this building, where they're all acting crazy and stupid.
Yeah.
So their plan is to basically make the gremlins think it's nighttime. So what they do is they set the clock 3 hours, and then they put like a nighttime cloth over the building, so the gremlins think it's night. So they're all hanging on the lobby. So when they drop the cloth, they all die by the sunlight.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much the plan to kill them. So Katie then... Oh, we do get a dentist gremlin trying to kill Billy.
Well, that was a crazy one.
Yeah,
the hyper one.
Yeah, the hyper one.
And he's trying to get Billy, but then pretty much
Murray saves.
Murray pretty much saves them. They all escape.
Yeah, then Katie goes to help Marla because she's stuck in the webs, but then Katie's like, well, I should probably leave you to die since you try to fuck my man.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, shit, it's about to be a girl fight.
I fucked that bitch up.
But then Marla's like, the dinner was totally business. Yes, I did try to fuck your man, but I also didn't know he had a girlfriend.
You're nothing but a trashy hoe.
So please forgive me. It was strictly mostly business.
You're not a boss-ass bitch.
But pretty much lets her escape.
Yeah, but they
all go together.
But then they get attacked by Spider Gremlin. This is where we get the reveal, and he's huge and
it's
really
like the
cool
torso,
looking.
But like the back is a spider.
This is the most terrifying scene in the movie.
Oh, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'll let you know when it's mine.
Okay.
Because this one's very scary.
I feel like this is the one that gets super serious and most terrifying until Gizmo comes out playing Rambo. And he shoots it with an arrow.
That's literally the comic relief.
And then as they're gonna leave, Katie kind of does the thing she did in the first one where she tries to tell the story of her dad in the first one. But then she starts talking because they mentioned President's Day.
Yeah.
So, they mentioned Abe Lincoln in Washington, and she's like, "Oh, don't talk about Abe Lincoln."
And is this a weird backstory?
I'm sorry.
Let's just say it
felt very molestation kind of story. Yeah. So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Because like a man came up to her
at
in
a
the
park
playground
while she was 7, dressed like Abe Lincoln but wearing a raincoat.
And he said, "Hey, little girl, come over here."
And they basically dismiss her and like, "Okay, Katie, let's keep walking."
Up,
yeah. So I was like, "Oh, that's dark. That's very dark."
Yeah.
Not only did your dad die and was stuck in a chimney, something also happened to you when you were 7 at a park, and it's like, whoa.
And I just love that everyone's like, "All right, so let's get out of here."
She has a lot of trauma.
Trauma for sure.
We get the musical number from the Gremlins, excited about New York City because it's finally nightfall. The sun is blocked out by a storm because they were supposed to drop the cloth, but then a storm comes.
And they're like, "Oh, fuck."
And then basically this is when they get the idea, let's electrocute them to death.
Get them all wet.
Again.
While they're all multiplying and everything, just release the electric one.
Yeah, so they do that and they all die.
Yep. And I think this is fucking terrifying. Like the way that they're melting and shit. If I was a kid, I'd be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, but then we get like a Wizard of Oz scene and it's a fucking one going, "I'm melting. I'm melting." Oh, we also get another Phantom of the Opera where he's doing the piano.
Oh yeah, he's doing like the.
And then they take his mask off and he goes.
It's so cute. And then the one that's singing New York,
yeah,
he goes New York and melts, and like it's just like the skeleton and everything looks so fucking creepy.
And then it's just a lot happens in this scene. And then there's one while they're still acting dumb, like they take a picture, flash picture of him. He just turns into a skeleton right away.
This just dies. It reminded me of Spider-Man 1 when the Green Goblin throws the little ball and it flashes and it just kills everybody.
Yeah. So they defeat the Gremlins. Fucking Clamp comes in with the army trying to be ready, but they're already all dead. So
it's like,
y'all,
of course,
the
cops late as fuck. Always.
And then as they're trying to get into the building, none of the doors are opening.
the revolving door doesn't work.
So then Grandpa Fred gets a promotion as a news anchor. He tells them, lose the Dracula outfit.
Go buy yourself some clothes.
And get a tan.
Yep. And then the cameraman falls and they're like, yeah, sure. Just, he's yours now.
Yeah, he's yours. Billy also kind of gets a promotion. They're going to build his original town, I guess, now in the city instead.
Yeah, they find one of his drawings and they're like, "I love this. Let's do this."
They see Gizmo. They're going to use Gizmo as merchandise because he's super cute.
He's looking at opportunities. That's what he's doing.
Like Mr. Clamp is really funny.
He is really. He's like the typical boss man. Like, it's so funny.
And then we end the movie with Forrester calling Clam that he's still stuck on a top floor. And then they're like, "Well, when we release you, you get a half day off. That's all."
You know what I think? They were gonna kill his ass, and they were gonna drop the claw right on him.
And then it's revealed that Greta lived, and she's in a wedding dress, and she wants to get married to Forrester. Forrester, I guess, submits, and he goes, he gives a look and goes, "You know what? Fuck it."
Hey, he noticed.
And that is Gremlins 2: The New Backyard.
Yeah, that was a fantastic movie. A lot of fun.
Hell yeah, I fucking love this movie. I watched this as a kid so much.
Really? More than the first one?
Equal. I would say equally.
Okay.
They're always on Telemundo during this time of year.
Were the Mogul?
I didn't have cable.
The Mogul speaking Spanish?
Possibly. I don't remember the Spanish version. I knew it was in Spanish for sure.
I would love to watch that. It'd be so funny.
Yeah, it was really fun. So as we do typically, we do our 5 and 1 star reviews. So I'll go first.
Okay.
Like always. My 5-star review goes as this. I imagine this is what's going on at the Twitter head office right now.
Yup, that's exactly what. Yo, which one is Elon
5
Musk?
stars.
Which one is Elon Musk?
The brain gremlin trying to be all smart.
He's the brain gremlin in the outside, but in the inside, he's the little hyper one. That's what he is.
And then my 1-star review goes as this, but it's a 1-star, but this person also loved the movie, which is weird.
Okay.
And people say superhero movies are the biggest threat to movie theaters. No, it's the Gremlins.
Oh my god. Hey, Gremlins is cinema, okay?
Well, I mean, they did disrupt the movie midway.
That's true. That is very true. Those are the most annoying people to watch a movie with, Gremlins. All right, so my 5-star is gonna be the reason they never made a Gremlins 3 was because it could never top Gremlins 2.
Oh,
Yeah, supposedly I googled you. If you
So
Google
apparently,
IMDb, there's a 2023 one.
Yeah, but I think they're going HBO Max. I think is trying to do a animated.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fun.
Because I'm pretty sure the reason the budget was 50 million, especially for 1990s, because these puppets are expensive.
I mean, and there was a fuck ton
there's
of them.
a lot of them in this movie,
And they all look different, so it's not like they were the same ones green screen on top of each other.
Yep, they did a good job.
And then my 1-star is what in the Kentucky Fried Chicken did I just fucking watch? There's a vegetable gremlins, a female gremlin, a spider gremlin. Hulk Hogan shows up in the middle in a really weird fourth wall break, and then the gremlins have a whole fucking musical number. What the hell? Wasn't this a dream? I actually watched this shit.
That's cinema, y'all.
Yo, that is cinema.
This movie has everything you want and need in it.
And guess what? You didn't stop watching. You kept on going.
Yeah, you watched it all the way to the end. Daddy of the movie.
Daddy of the movie. That's a hard one.
Billy, baby.
Who did you pick?
Billy. Zach Gelly and Billy.
You really?
Mm.
He sounds so much like Sam Raimi throughout this whole movie. I was like,
I'm so mad. He was here a couple of years ago, and I was there, but I didn't get to meet him.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
It be what it be, you know?
But one day.
But man, I would have to say Greta is the daddy of the movie. Always and forever.
Yeah, Greta's iconic as fuck.
Oh my
like,
God, I love her.
honestly, one of the most memorable Gremlins
Yeah,
I
mean,
feel like to ever exist. Yeah.
she has her own merchandise.
Yeah.
Everybody always talks about her.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Love her.
I wish we had more of her.
Yeah.
Because we only had like
She did
3
live.
scenes, right? Like with her.
So yeah, we do get her introduction. She attacks Forrester. She gets like a musical number.
Like-
she doesn't sing. She just comes out and she's like in a red dress.
Yeah.
And then the
ending.
ending.
So
yeah.
like 4.
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, I wish we had more of her. I wish she was more of the staple ones. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's no kill really, but favorite gremlin?
Greta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a lot of iconic ones. Okay, I'll do a tier list.
Yeah.
For like a real quick ranking. It'll be Greta, Spider, Bat, Electric, and Brain.
Okay.
Brain just looks like a normal. He just talks.
He just has glasses.
He's very sophisticated. It's really fun. It's really fun to watch him because he's super smart and sophisticated.
Yeah.
Not like the other ones all acting crazy, but he just looks like a regular gremlin.
Yeah, I would have to say the same thing. I think Greta, the spider one's really cool, the bat one, and then I would say I like the Mogwai version of the dumb one, the hyper one.
Oh yeah, the hyper one.
He looks so fucking cute.
I want that puppet. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
do they sell that? Because that's
Trick or Treat Studio has the new batch.
Oh.
They have all 4 of them.
He's so cute, like the orange stripe, like the
Mhm.
orange and the black stripe. It looks so fucking cute. I want him
Mhm.
so bad. Yeah, that's and then out of 5 stars, how much do you give this?
This
star?
is a 5 out of 5 for me, y'all.
Really 5 out of 5. I gave it a 4.
This movie's so fucking. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. So you got kids, go watch it. Go watch this movie. Or if not, just watch it by yourself.
Yeah, the jokes will go over their heads. I promise.
There's a lot of adult jokes,
Yes,
but then also like kids could enjoy this.
yeah, they won't. It will go over their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go watch it. It's a
But
fantastic Christmas.
The thing
movie.
is, it's also of its time. So like they see someone like Hulk Hogan, they're like, "Who is this?"
Who's this motherfucker out here.
And I know
You
he's
don't wanna
a
know.
little controversial now.
Yeah,
so,
you don't
like,
want to know
yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
So is this a Christmas movie?
So that's the thing. I consider it just because the first one is, and then
Yeah.
it's this one, and I think this one also supposed to take place in December. It's just we don't know that.
I guess that's true because there's no there's no sign of it.
I just let me see if it was released in December. I want to say it was. Oh no, it was released in the summer of 1990.
That's okay for the podcast.
But you know what? Since the first one's a Christmas movie, so is the second.
yeah, fuck it. This is like, this is one. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish it was a Christmas movie.
I guess it's not because it's not snowing and it is in New York.
It is very true.
So it's not.
And I'm surprised that the company wouldn't have like everything Christmas decorated. I kind of want it to be Christmas.
It should have stayed as a Christmas. Like they kept the
Yeah, that's okay.
Like how
Fuck it.
Chucky would work better as a Christmas movie because he could just be a gift to anyone.
Yep. Which go check out our Chucky season finale.
I know. Go check
Very good.
out.
Very good episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's
all we got.
There's no really kills, just people getting murdered left and right. But gremlin kills, if I had to, I'm trying to think, because they all kind of melt at the end all together. But
that's for
the
me.
Shredder one is really cool. The one that gets shredded.
That one's a pretty cool one. I did find it kind of weird. It was like sesame, or not sesame seeds. Fucking, what is it called? Like, I don't know. It was like some goop that was coming out of him.
Slime?
And I'm like, it wasn't slime though. It looked so weird. It looked like some food that I've eaten before. And I'm like,
that's
ugh.
green? Yeah. Oh.
I don't know.
What do you eat?
It was like seaweed or some shit like that. It was fucking weird. I was like, ugh, that's so gross.
It was disgusting.
But my thing is, I think that ending one, when all of them die, that would have scared the shit out of me as a kid.
They look so creepy. I thought the spider was the scariest one.
Yeah, well, you don't like spiders, so that could help.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just the skeletons look so creepy, and them melting looks so disturbing.
I would like a skeletal gremlin.
That would be cool.
Just a skeleton gremlin. If someone knows how to make it, let me know. But yeah, so next week we are watching The Thing. Ooh. We're gonna continue with our winter horror, I guess, even though this isn't a winter movie.
We're starting next.
I consider it because of the first one.
Next week we're starting with the snow.
We're gonna with snow movie. So The Thing, 1982's John Carpenter's The Thing. So
and I haven't seen that movie in a long ass time.
I know, and I know there's a lot of characters, so I'm gonna have to like really pay attention.
That's okay.
I always do.
Yeah, we'll get through it. It's okay. We do it. You know, we do it good here.
But The Thing next week, and if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave us a 5-star review or a like. And if anywhere you can find your podcast, whatever you could do, review, write, whatever, just leave us there. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment, subscribe, like, share with your whole friends and family. Yep. We have a merch link down below where you can get our classic Horror Daddies t-shirt, our vintage Horror Daddies t-shirt, and if you want to follow us anywhere, Horror Daddies. If you want to follow me anywhere, it's Carlos Warlock. Jonathan, if he wants to, he can.
Yeah, call me Papa John on Instagram, but also just a Horror Daddies.
Yes,
go check us out over there.
I'm mostly the Instagram controller. He's mainly the Twitter one.
Yeah,
Facebook kind of split.
But yeah, pretty much just go check us out. We have everything linked down below, so go check us out there. Leave a comment. Which one's your favorite gremlin? Yeah, tell us what's your favorite gremlin. What's your favorite moment from this movie? And do you prefer this one over the second? Is this one of those that the sequel is better than the original? For you, for me, C. And remember, stay spooky and stay sexy. See you in your dreams.
Horror Daddies.
God, I love you.